What is shaking, YouTuberites? Welcome to the weekly Comic Shaker Show, where myself and the boys go through some of the books that sold on the aftermarket. Now, while you're all getting cozy, pouring yourself a cold one, let's see who we can get up on the ones and twos. We'll go with this one.
I'm in love with the shape of you. I'm in love with the shape of you. I'm in love with your body. I'm in love with the shape of you. I'm in love with the shape of you. I'm in love with your body. I'm in love with the shape of you.
Oh yeah. What's going on, guys?
Very nice.
Welcome again to the Shaker Show. Guys, I'm excited. There's a lot going on. There's a big hockey game. Canada, US. You have Canada, US here tonight. You have it in the hockey arena. It's taking place in Boston. So much going on. Great stuff. But tonight, we're here to talk books, man. So tell us what's up. Let's kick it off with Marty. What's up?
Man, thank you for joining us, first of all, because you could be watching the Canadian and Team USA battling out. You know, there's going to be some good fights on there. Probably it's going to be a heck of a show. I'm gonna catch it on the highlights, but nevertheless, hey, good luck to everybody out there. You know, this list tonight, guys. I tell you what, good luck. This is a tough list, guys. It is, and if you have something on here, congratulations, and definitely great job on that. And I think we were talking backstage, Gabe, that especially with the Gargoyle one. Earlier, but hey, we're in for a hell of a list. Appreciate it, Lando.
You're totally spot on, man. It's a very interesting one, and I got called out. I got caught, guys. I got caught, but yes, totally was watching the first period. That's what happened. So there you go. Period's over. Now we can kick off the show. But Gabe, tell us what's up, man.
All right, man. USA. USA. Let's go. Let's drop bombs on Canada. Let's not drop bombs in that sense, but I mean like in the hockey terms. Like let's drop some scores. Let's make this happen. Good game tonight. Good crew tonight. Look, we got the boys. It's the bro show tonight.
It's dangerous.
With only Lando here sporting hair. So it's gonna work. Fun list, hardcore list. It's an offer list, everybody. So just like Marty said, it's going to be tough. We're going to talk about some cool stuff. Stick around because we always do my favorite part after the list is when we go to see what's shaking and we see the prices and the highlights of just all kinds of cool back issues. So that's the best part, my favorite part of the show. Stick around till the end and let's see Canada get some teeth knocked out. I think as a hockey player, you have to have at least like 3 missing teeth to be a hockey player. I think it's required.
It's usually how it works, and I'm sure. I don't know if you guys saw. Did you see the first game between Canada and US? The like first 8 seconds, there was like or 9 seconds. There was 3 fights that broke out.
It was really. It was like back when I was in school, and there would just be fights on the basketball courts, like back to back.
Really,
I go to the dollar theaters. Like we see like the movies would play, then we go to the dollar theaters, and it was great because you go to a movie for $1, and then you see a knife fight in the parking lot for free. All that for $1. So, what do you got going on there, Lando?
Yeah, I don't know. I have my cam going live.
So you're going live on your phone,
dude. How did your cam go live? I don't. Oh, what's going on here?
Then you guys. No, let me remove that. Sorry.
I was like, who's popping in? Is that Laura? Is that Chris? Is that?
Oh man, no wonder I had to come back, dude. What is going on around here, dude? We just got some madness.
Where you watch hockey for the fights and you watch NASCAR for the accidents, right?
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Yeah. But all right, guys, let's kick off the show. We're going to kick it off because we've got Our friends here at Cover Price that give us this awesome list every single week. So don't forget to subscribe, show some love. Hit the comment section immediately after the video. Now, the list comes from our friends, obviously, at Cover Price, focusing on new high sales or the most interesting sales found on their exclusive daily shaker list. This list changes several times every single day, guys. So make sure to check it every day to review some of the hottest trending books on the market. Now, let's kick it off with shaker number one. Like I said, the boys are holding this down tonight. So, obviously.
That's right. Look at this bad boy right. Look at this cover right here. I know Marty is just salivating over
Hey,
that
man.
airplane on this cover. You know that.
The breast cover tonight,
Yeah,
guys.
that's gonna be an airplane that's gonna land upside down in Canada also. So where's the list here? All right.
Too soon, Gabe.
So
Too soon, brother.
Hey, they're getting $30,000. I'll take an airplane ride upside down for $30,000. So
Jesus, man.
shaker number one. Let's get to the list. Air Fighters number 2, the Mark Sparchio. I'm gonna go with that variant. This is from Moonstone Comics in 2010. All right, so this is all made up words. There is no way I'm gonna go through this without messing up every single word in this beginning. Lesonette von Schiffendorf, aka Valkyrie, debuted in Air Fighters Comics number 2. It's like somebody just randomly hit the keyboard and made letters pop up. Air Fighters Comics number 2 in 1943, and has appeared in comics ever since. She has been featured in titles such as Airboy, Air Fighters, Valkyrie, and more through all kinds of different publishers such as Moonstone, Hillman, Eclipse, and others. The character was also ranked number 45 on the 2011 Comic Buyer's Guide list of 100 sexiest women in comics, for what it's worth. Valkyrie has been a consistent and very popular character in the GGA good girl art scene that has seen a rise in recent years thanks to perverts like Marty and everybody else that likes the best covers ever. And also thanks to modern artists like Dave Stevens,
Thank you.
Marvin Cook, Adam Hughes. One modern cover we are highlighting today is this Air Fighter Comics number 2 from Moonstone Publishing. This issue featured a variant cover by Mark Sparchico. This extraordinary cover features Valkyrie front and center with her typical green top, brown pants, pistol in hand, lots of cleavage.
Yeah.
This lesser known cover set a new all-time high mark with a crazy sell of $170 for a new copy. This new high surpassed the previous $150 sell back in April of 2024. This book will surely be difficult to come across, but if you do, pick it up.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I'm not mad at her, man. You know what I mean? It's okay with me.
It's definitely a very sultry cover. I didn't think this woman would be number 45 of the top 100 sexiest women in comics 15 years ago. But yeah.
Mark Sparacchio. Good job, bud, man. I mean, it's very interesting. $107 for a raw, very fine. I mean, not bad at all.
Yeah, dude, I was checking some of his work prior to hopping on, and I was kind of blown away because like he's done some cool like on blank covers. Like it seems like most of his art is paintings. You know what I mean? Like he does it in painting style, so it's like super neat to see. But I kind of like Gabe said, I would have never thought this would come in. The character would come in at number 45 of the 100 sexiest comic women. I'm
really 45. You said, huh?
Yeah, I've never even heard of this character before. He on that middle of the list kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
Interesting. But anyways, guys, Air Fighters number 2 by Mark Sparacchio variant. You have the obviously published by Moonstone 2010. Top sale for a raw, very fine $170. Marty, take it away with the next shaker.
Yeah, number 2 brings you Batman Adventures coloring book, published by DC in 1993. Since her introduction into Batman Adventures number 12, Harley Quinn has been one of the most popular characters in the DC universe. Although Margot Robbie has done a fantastic job portraying her on the big screen, Harley's popularity has somewhat decreased due to the poor quality of the movies she's been in. As Warner Brothers has brought in James Gunn to revitalize the struggling franchise, copies of her first appearance once peaked at over 4K for a graded copy, but most recently sold for $1,600 this month. Batman Adventures coloring book has been touted as the second appearance of Harley Quinn in comic book form, even though it's a coloring book and was distributed in a special limited edition set with Batman Mask of the Phantasm comic adaptation. Even in a down market for Harley, the coloring book sold for a whooping $352 in a graded 9.8. With her first appearance in Batman Adventures number 12 having more than 10,000 graded copies on the census, Harley collectors are looking for more obscure alternatives, such as this coloring book and the Almost Got 'Em children's book to add to their collection. And okay, I believe I talked about Batman Adventures number 12 last year, and we were talking about the price going down, prices going up. It is always like that with Batman Adventures number 12, man, because it'd go down for a little bit, but it'll go back up. And since they got James Gunn, I'm a big fan of James Gunn. Love his writing, man, and love what he does, you know. So one of my favorite directors, one of my favorite writers. I'm kind of curious where Harley Quinn's going to go from here. I'm very interested in seeing how this goes about. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily go for this as the second appearance of Harley Quinn as a book to get, you know. But I mean, more power to you. I mean, if this is something, you know, that you want. So there we go.
Yeah, this is more interesting as being something like hard to find and rare in that regard of things, but definitely not as the second appearance of Harley Quinn in a comic book. Like,
right.
Obviously not a comic book. So interesting, cool. I think Batman Adventures is like a must-have in your collection. Like, that's a very cool, important, fun book to have, especially with just the history of Harley Quinn, where she was just kind of created for the cartoon and ended up just exploding in popularity and basically becoming DC Comics' Deadpool, more or less.
I actually really enjoyed Batman Adventures, the cartoon series too, man. It was really good. It has that very 40s feel to it, you know. Batman has that kind of the dark 50s feel to it. I mean, I like what they did with it, and just like you said, Gabe, that's when we first see Harley Quinn come about, and she just became, you know, just a staple in a lot of Batman stories. I mean, you see to nowadays, she has evolved tremendously for many things. If you ever read Injustice, man, I love her character on there. You know, one of the first things that really made me fall in love with Harley is just seeing her personality and how well it was written for that series.
Yeah. Dude, I think what's really shocking about this is that it's a coloring book. Like, a coloring book making a sale for me is just mind-blowing. If you were a parent and you gave this to one of your kids to color back in the day, you might be kicking yourself today if you see this, because Batman Adventures coloring book by DC in 1993 has a top sale for a CGC 9.8 at $352. Gabe, what do we got next?
All right, coming up next, number 3 is DCU Legacies number 4, the Joe Kubert, rest in peace, 1 in 25 variant from DC Comics in 2010. If you're an enthusiastic follower of our cover price content, you might already appreciate their focus on the significance of rare DC incentives. Consider DC Universe Legacies, an intriguing offshoot of the DC lineup. At first glance, this book may seem like just another contender for the dollar bin. certainly not a key issue unless you happen to be a devoted fan of Joe Kubert or the legendary Sergeant Rock, and you should be. Yet, what sets this book apart is the rarity. It is indeed a hidden gem that has been increasingly sought after. In fact, it achieved an all-time high price of $300 for a CGC 9.8. While the rest of the series may not command much attention or price, this particular issue is the standout, showcasing how an unassuming title can garner significant interest among collectors. For those interested, the other standout titles from this series are a Frank Quietly incentive for issue number 8, a Bill Sienkiewicz incentive for issue number 9. It's just one of those things the public has deemed as books to have, but luckily have found them. It's a cool cover.
Yeah.
I've never seen this before. I am a big fan of Joe Kubert, especially his DC war comics, Tarzan, things of that sort. I mean, come on. The Kubert school for comic art is just a linchpin and very keystone part of the comic book community, or the industry in general. And I mean, come on, the guy produced 2 amazing sons who are also amazing artists in their own right, with Andy and Adam Kubert.
Dude, Joe Kubert, iconic artist, man. Yep. Some of my favorite work is done on a lot of his wartime World War II looks, and Tarzan, and a lot of the other what was it, DC works he did with DC as well. I mean, Sergeant Rock. I mean, he's even did Punisher back in the days too. So I mean, the list goes on. What he does, but very iconic, man. I love his artwork. So seeing this on the list, no doubt hitting for $300, I can see why. I mean, look at what he can do, man. Beautiful work.
Yeah. I think his last work he did was on that Before Watchmen series that they were doing, the Night Owl. It was I believe it was Andy doing the pencils, and Joe, his dad, was doing the inks. And I think he died like in the middle of that series, or whatever the case might be. I think that's his last published work. But
amazing, man.
That's cool. It's cool stuff to see Joe Kubert getting some love on the list for sure.
Yeah, dude, like you were saying though, this is totally a book that if I saw in the bins, I probably would have passed on. I wouldn't have realized like this is a 1 in 25, right? But I don't know if you guys saw some of the news regarding Sergeant Rock. Daniel Craig was rumored to play Sergeant Rock, and now apparently he dropped out of it. So I'm kind of sad about that. I don't know who they're gonna go with.
We'll see what happens, you know.
Yeah, Sergeant Rock. I mean, that's
what's
a hell of a
Bruce
character.
Campbell doing these days?
Who?
Bruce Campbell.
Oh,
he's the king of the B-rated movies, man. But nevertheless, he did some really good stuff like Evil Dead. You know who he is. Like he did. I really enjoyed him. He had a TV series that was a spinoff of Evil Dead as well. He goes all the way back to Xena the Warrior Princess back in the mid '90s too. You remember that game?
Yeah, I remember that. Briscoe County Jr. Wasn't that him?
Briscoe County Jr. He's done a lot, man. I mean, he's, like I said, lot. They call him like king of the B-rated movies, but he's done some amazing stuff. That a very pop culture kind of reference too.
I'm excited that James Gunn wants to do like war comic movies. Like that's cool. Yeah. Do some war comics, get some Sergeant Rock, maybe some GI Combat, maybe some Haunted Tank, maybe even do some westerns, and we get some Jonah Hex action going on.
That would be wicked.
He already put GI Robot in the TV in the cartoon series, man.
That Creature Commandos?
The Creature Commandos. He already put GI Robot in there.
No, not GI Robot, GI Combat.
No, I'm saying he already put that in there. So you're already seeing him already preluding to what we're going to see later on with like GI Combat and what we had talked about here.
Yeah. But anyways, guys, DCU Legacies issue number 4, Joe Kubert's variant, the 1 in 25 by DC in 2010, has a top sale for a CGC 98 at $300. Marty, take it away with Shaker number 4.
Yeah, number 4 is Delivery Boy Man number 1, published by Bongo of 2010. This rarity has once again rocketed into spotlight, shattering its previous record with a jaw-dropping $1,495 sale for a CGC 9.8, nearly doubling its last high sale of $749 in 2022. This rare one-shot, released exclusively at San Diego Comic-Con in 2010, holds a special place in the hearts of Futurama fans. A direct homage to the show's 99th episode, Lura Consolable Differences.
Nailed it. Good job.
I think I did, man. Aired August 26, 2010. The comic mirrors the fictional issue Fry created within the episode, completed with a cover paying tribute to Action Comics number 1. Officially created to Philip J. Fry himself, this meta collectible blends the world of TV and comics in a way few books can. But its print run still unknown and copies rarely surfacing in top grades. The value of the Delivery Boy Man number 1 has been steadily climbing. The last major raw sale in 2023 saw a 9.2 copy go for $370, but the recent CGC 9.8 sale, the CGC 9.8 sale shows that demand for pristine copies is an all-time high. As a quirky piece of Futurama history and a clever nod to comic book culture, this one-shot has solidified its place as a must-have for both animation fans and a serious collector. Man, this is so cool, man. I love that homage to Action Comics number 1. I mean, this is this is funny as hell.
I love the janky art. Like he drew the titles all janky looking and stuff. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's interesting, dude. I loved Futurama, but I had no idea that this book is like an homage to the 99th episode, which is pretty cool. So now I kind of want to go back to watch the episode to see if I could spot this book in there or whatever this is referencing, because I don't remember. I don't keep tabs on what episode is what number or whatever. But it's pretty cool, man. Were you guys fans of Futurama?
I wouldn't say fan. I watched it, but I wasn't really big into it as I am. I'm more of a Family Guy type of guy. South Park, I like that raunchy comedy.
I loved Futurama coming out. I remember watching. It was a big event when the first episode came out.
It was huge, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a huge event. Yeah, it was a big deal. I remember watching it. It was great. There's a lot. It's been a while since I've seen it. But I know I watched it up until I think when it was first off the air. Like I never watched any like the movies or like the returns or anything of the sorts like that. But there's some great stuff in there. Like Bender's the best.
Dude,
like,
Bender is
Bender,
the show. Bender's the show. I don't care what anyone says. I love Bender. But anyways, guys, Delivery Boy Man issue number 1 by Bongo in 2010 has a top sale for a CGC 9.8 at $1,495. Let's take it away with Shaker number 5, Gabe.
Shaker number 5 is a good one because I have this book. This puts me on the list for
nice.
So this is Gargoyles number 11, Marvel Comics 1995. This is also early Jimmy Palmiotti and Amanda Connor work. So the original Gargoyles was a smash hit with kids of the 90s, begging for a return. Absolutely, that is right. I agree with that. Well, they got that in spades a few years ago. We saw a massive resurgence of Gargoyle fandom with new action figures, a comic book series, the return to Disney Plus, and even rumors of there being a live action series. But fans of the original series and its comic book counterpart in this series were a little miffed. This run has been long out of print and unavailable digitally, leading to a robust aftermarket. While the series isn't technically canon, it was one that most fans remember fondly. Late last year, Dynamite, who produces the modern Gargoyle comic, started a Kickstarter for the 30th anniversary to bring these books back to print. While there is a bit of controversy surrounding that project currently, it doesn't change the fact that fans are dying to get their hands on these classic stories. Recently, one fan couldn't take it anymore and secured a CGC 9.8 copy of the final issue for a cost of $300. That's a massive, massive jump from the previous high sale of $130 for a CGC 9.8 back in 2018. Part of that is that it's a limited pool with only 3 copies in that grade on the census, and decent raw copies are running from 60 to 100 when and if they're available. This book is scarce, but collectors are laying down some cash to secure it. Yes, sir. I have this whole run, all 11 issues. Issue 6, or issue number 1, I have is a 9.6. It's awesome. It's got a Joe Mad cover. So really great stuff. You know, I was always a big fan of Gargoyles. Like they said, this isn't canon so much. There's a second series that Slave Labor Graphics put out that is like canon, and it's written by the writer of the Gargoyles here. Like, I forgot his name for a second, but yeah, good stuff. If you like Gargoyles, if you're into this 90s, there's a lot of cool 90s like cartoon stuff coming back. Like we saw Biker Mice from Mars.
Yes.
Street Sharks are coming back.
Yep.
So that's, you know, that there's a crossover there. All of us 40-plus-year-olds are looking for all this cool stuff that we used to love.
Yep.
And grabbing that stuff back up.
This is all my jam, by the way, man. Like, this is takes me back to my childhood, dude.
Yeah, the show premiered. God, it was the day. Was the day before my birthday? So I just remember again. It was a 2-part, if I remember right. It was like a 2-part event. This is back when they used to have like events. We were just talking about that with Futurama. There used to be events when these shows premiered and when special episodes came out and stuff like that. It used to be like appointment TV. It was a big deal. You had to be there to watch it. So,
I remember I really enjoyed Gargoyles when it came out. I love the dark, gritty, broody, you know, sort of thing where, you know, they're protectors of the city and, you know, of man, and, you know, they come alive at night. So it was a great interest. I can see why a lot of people definitely are enjoying the comeback of this, if you will. So yeah, good stuff here.
Dude, I remember being a kid and thinking Goliath was probably the most badass character in the world. Like, he was so insanely cool.
It's because he was the most badass character.
Yeah, dude, as a kid, I was like, man, this is amazing. I was reeled in right out the gate. But this entire series.
This along with Thundercats
was
what I enjoyed as well, man. And you see a comeback with Thundercats too.
Yeah, especially comic-wise, there's so much. Now, Gargoyles is definitely back with Dynamite, but Gargoyles, this series was fun. It was great. Just to give you guys an idea, as Gabe said, CGC 9.8, there was 3 copies on the census, and in total for this issue, there's only 32 copies, man. That's across all grades, so that's pretty damn impressive. Guys, Gargoyles issue 11 by Marvel, $19.95 top sale for a CGC 9.8, $300. Marty, we're at the halfway mark, so let's remind everybody together to like, comment, subscribe, show some love, but take it away with Shaker number 6.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And just like Lando said, please, if you're enjoying this content, if you're enjoying us just being here and interacting with you guys out there, please do us some love and hit that like. Please don't forget to share with people out there. I mean, this is going to be a big, great, wonderful community out there. Let's share this with everybody, you know. But anyways, back with what you said. Number 6 Shaker brings you Lost Boys number 1. This is the Joelle Jones variant, published by DC in 2016. The epitome of a cult classic film, The Lost Boys, is something that everything to love about the 80s. Kiefer Sutherland vampire flick has spawned tons of merchandising, and fans always seem to show up. There has been a handful of comics about the film and its character, with the 2016 Vertigo published 6-issue miniseries being the most talked about, aside from the prop reprints from the film that we discussed last week here. We also discuss the cover A for this series back in October of 2024 here, but this week the focus is on Joelle Jones variants for issue number 1. This nostalgia-heavy cover features a scene from the film that has apparently struck a chord with core fans. This book had a previous high of $35 in 2023 for a raw near mint copy, but this past week we saw a new all-time high when a raw near mint copy sold for $101. This is nearly triple the previous high for a raw copy sold. This sale is sure to open some eyes. It will be interesting to see how many copies are listed moving forward. Very much so, you know. I mean, this is a cult classic, which of course has a cult following, you know. If you're into Lost Boys, I just remember when Lost Boys came out back in the 80s, and you know, people, you either loved it, you hate it, you know, especially when it came to vampires. I remember like a Fright Night around that time coming out. Bram Stoker's Dracula came out. You know, Lost Boys was way before that, but nevertheless, you know, you still had that cult following of them. I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of the Lost Boys myself. You know, it didn't appeal to me. But I mean, I could see, you know, for followers of Lost Boys, I could see this going for that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a sexy saxophone player from Lost Boys on the cover. How cool is that?
Right.
Yeah.
That's like one of the most like iconic part of that movie, dude. I love that movie. We had a sexy chick. Now we got a sexy dude. So a little bit of both worlds. You know, we're being balanced and fair here.
Yep.
So that's, you know, and it's Lost Boys is such a good movie. It still holds up. It's still a really good movie.
Yeah, was it what's his name? Corey Feldman or something in the movie? Like he was super young.
Yep.
Yeah, dude.
Kiefer Sutherland.
It was Corey Feldman and Corey Haim, wasn't it? They were the frog brothers, and they like hung out in a comic book store.
Yeah, exactly. But
yeah.
Pretty interesting sale. Lost Boys #1, Joel Jones variant by DC in 2016. Top sale for a raw near mint copy. $101. Gabe, we're headed back to DC, baby. Talk to me.
All right, #7, back to DC. Oh, you know I love this. Got some Jack Kirby love on the board this week with Mr. Miracle #1, DC Comics 1971. Jack Kirby might be the most famed and respected comic book artist of all time. Let me correct that. Jack Kirby is the most famed and respected comic book artist of all time. His name and legacy are synonymous with some of the most important comic book titles in history, including Fantastic Four, Captain America, Incredible Hulk, X-Men, Avengers, Black Panther, Iron Man, Silver Surfer, and many, many more. His unique and identifiable style is beloved amongst collectors, and his original art pages are now selling for astronomical prices. When rare high-grade copies of his comic books come to market, you tend to get record-breaking sales. Although the 70s Mr. Miracle series may not be the most popular in relation to his various other titles, high-grade copies of the first issue are not easily available. The beautiful cover art features our titular character making his escape, exploding into the air with the words "Kirby is here," featuring prominently on the cover. Interestingly, the Mr. Miracle character is based on the real-world exploits of none other than another famous comic book artist named Jim Steranko, who was a magician and escape artist prior to making his career in comics. This past week, we saw a rare 9/8 sell for a whopping $6,300.
Wow.
A little bit of perspective here. A CGC 9/6 sold for only $900 a month ago. Considering only 20 copies exist in 9/8, it's no surprise to see collectors engaging in a bidding war to secure one of these unicorn copies. Wow. I love this book. I love when Jack Kirby left DC, when he left Marvel and went to DC, it was a huge, huge deal. and I love all that New God stuff he was doing. Mr. Miracle, I got
Oh,
Commanding here. I got New God sitting right here next to me. I've been telling you guys this for a while. I've been picking up a lot of Kirby like 70s stuff. I love Mr. Miracle. Maybe this might have something to do with James Gunn. They've always been kind of, the Snyderverse stuff is really heading to like Apocalypse and Dark Side and the whole New God stuff. Maybe James Gunn's going to pick that up. Maybe we'll finally get Mr. Miracle. Maybe we'll get Big Barda. So this is great stuff. Like, this is stuff that should be in everybody's collection, is this DC stuff, the Jack Kirby's DC stuff. Very underappreciated. He didn't get a chance to finish it on his own, but this stuff, a lot of controversy, a lot of Vince Coletta stuff is going on here. A lot of stuff with inkers. They wouldn't let him use the inker that he wanted. Mike Royer, a lot of cool stuff. But this stuff, it doesn't have to be 9/8, everybody. Liger style says he's got a 7.0. That's perfectly fine. Like, you should just read this stuff and check it out and enjoy the art. It hits you in the face like a sledgehammer. His art is powerful and magnificent.
I think you said it all, Gabe, man. Jack Kirby, another iconic.
Sorry, I went off a little bit on there. Got a little.
No, man, that's passion, dude.
Yeah,
that's passion, man, and absolutely, man. This is what I love seeing on the Shakers list, man. These type of books, with iconic artists, writers, 15 cents cover price. I mean, you're going back to the days here. This is exactly what the Shaker list is all about, man. Seeing something like this, and not to mention, we see two iconic artists on this list so far, man. So I'm glad to see people are going back to this. I rather see things like this than what we've really been seeing as far as modern books or bronze books. Seeing silvers and things like golden books. Man, this is what I'm Shaker's list is about for me.
Yeah, and the story for stuff is just magnificent. I mean, this is scot-free. You got the whole thing where he was exchanged. The whole like baby exchange between like the High Father and Dark Side with Mr. Miracle here and Orion. Like, there's so much crazy stuff in that series. Like, it's definitely a must check out for everybody.
Yeah, Gabe's passion talking about Jack Kirby in the 70s. I'm on the same level, man, because his work was just so good. I like, for the cover alone. I know that the reads are amazing, but like, such great covers. This is so much greatness coming out of this.
Imagine being like a kid or a young teenager in the 70s and like picking this up off the stand, just seeing it like, look at it just explode. The cover's literally like exploding on the stage already. It's
very
great.
Vibrant. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It's beautiful. Yeah. I know Liger says he's got a 7.0. 7.0, man, I'd be proud as hell to show that off.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Beautiful book to have. Mr. Miracle, #1 by DC in 1971. Had a top sale for a CGC 9.8 at $6,300. Crazy. That's amazing. What do we got at Shaker #8?
Yeah, here we go. Is Something is Killing the Children #0. Stina Grace cover, published by Boom Staff Holiday Edition, Boom Studios in 2024. Staff Books has been long prized possessions in the aftermarket, often commanding impressive prices due to their exclusivity. This book aren't available through traditional retail channels, thus elevating the rarity. Take, for example, this SIKTC Holiday Edition, which recently debuted on our site with a remarkable sale of $950 raw. Stina Grace revealed this secret on Instagram last month. However, this is the first copy that some lucky employee decided to part ways with and let go on the market. The precursor, issue #0 for this SIKTC, boasted an impressive collection of 32 variants. Among these, Jerome Opina's incentive variant stood out above the rest, commanding an outstanding value of $810. However, a new contender has entered the scene and taken the crown. The stakes are high, and the competition promises to become a fierce, especially if additional copies emerge or as great editions return from Sarasota. Okay. Something. I was late on the game on this, man, so I really can't speak about Something's Killing the Children.
Yeah, I love Something is Killing the Children. Gabe, you've read it or?
I've never picked it up. No, same with like Marty. I've I was behind the ball on it, and I'll pick it up in hardcover. I know there's hardcovers and trade paperbacks and stuff like that. It just, with me, it was one of those things where it became such a huge hit, and it was just so heavily pushed. And when that happens to me, and I see that, I turn away. So it was just, it kind of just pushed me away. It was just, everybody was buying it, everybody was pushing it, all these covers, this is going on, that's going on. It was just push. And for me, that really takes all the excitement out for me. I'm the opposite. Everybody's going towards something, I end up going towards something else instead.
And that's always best bet too, man. I'm the same way, Gabe. When I see someone's going for like a certain thing, like I remember when they were pushing this, that's the perfect time to go for the other stuff that you've been wanting, well,
let's bring it back to hockey, right? There's that hockey analogy from Wayne Gretzky where they ask him, how did you score so many goals? He's like, well, I don't go where the puck is. I go where the puck is going to be.
Yeah.
So that's how I've always been with comic books. Everybody's looking at, variants, foils. Let me go look over here and, go to something that I like that's more interesting to me. Or everybody's pushing, Fantastic Four stuff. I've had Fantastic Four stuff forever, but Fantastic Four stuff that's getting pushed. Let me look a little bit deeper and further and go, oh, okay, maybe I should look into more DC stuff because nobody's really looking into DC stuff.
Right, exactly.
So that's kind of the way I roll.
Right now, man, I agree with you, Gabe. Man, DC right now is it's coming, it's emerging, it's evolving right now. I love, and if you're not on board with DC, it's got James Gunn on it right now. I see a big universe folding out with all these other characters. Man, this is the time to, really pick it out.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, it's not even like the movie stuff. It's just like, this is great stuff. You can get great first appearances and keys for like very, very cheap because it's on nobody's radar right now. Once it's on somebody's radar, it's too late. I feel like that's it. It's already peaking. It's already getting too much. It's time to like stray away from it.
Yeah. I'm more impressed that you used a hockey analogy. That was amazing, Gabe.
I brought it all the way back. USA.
USA.
You guys are currently winning 2-1, so we will say that.
We're always winning.
Yeah, but what I want to say about the staff holiday edition, guys, there's a lot of these staff books, man, that they get a lot of love on the secondary market. I don't know if you guys saw that Transformers 1 that was given away to the staff. Absolutely beautiful cover. There's a lot of these certain books that are staff related or special giveaways that were given away, and like they really command coin on the secondary market, as you could see. So that being said, Something is Killing the Children, issue 0, Cena Grace by Boom. Sorry, this is the Boom Staff Holiday Edition by Boom Studios in 2024. Top sale for a raw near mint copy, $950. Gabe, I think we're gonna have fun with this one.
Yeah, this next one is very, very interesting. Number 9 on the Shakers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Food Pyramid Adventures. Image Comics, 1993. I've never heard of this, so this is really cool. It isn't very often that we get a book making its first appearance on the Shakers list, on its first documented sale. But this week, a unique turtle book has broken through in a big way with a raw, very fine sale of $313. In 1993, on the heels of Turtle Mania, Mirage collaborated with the University of Massachusetts and the USDA to create a unique comic book centered around the Ninja Turtles attempting to stop longtime baddies Bebop and Rocksteady. However, the Turtles were unable to complete their task as they had not eaten a balanced breakfast. This is just propaganda. While things may have seemed dire, they were aided by the trusty food pyramid. Commentary here: the food pyramid is upside down. Everybody, it's upside down. Who educated our heroes on just what they needed to fuel up the right way, ensuring they had plenty of strength to fight the forces of evil. The USDA introduced the pyramid in 1992 to promote better eating habits amongst Americans. Again, it's upside down, everybody. While the pyramid was a mainstay of the 90s and 2000s, it was updated and replaced by a different eating guide in 2011 after it was determined there was some outdated info on the original, as it like it being completely upside down. So why the big sell? Aside from the pyramid being beside the pyramid being resigned to the history books, this book is a literal ghost. This is the first documented sale of this comic book ever in any condition. So in doing some digging, a letter from Mirage regarding this book was found addressed to who presumably was an employee at the University of Massachusetts, stating that the book was already in production and would be printed in English and in Spanish. Oh, so you foreign collectors out there, there's Spanish books for you to look at.
Oy.
Still, it appears that this was never the case. There is little to no trace of this book anywhere online, and it stands to reason to assume that this may be a sale of a book that is only one of a handful, maybe single digits, of copies to exist, making this a true Ninja Turtle grail.
This is interesting. I've never ever seen this in my life.
It's so cool, isn't it? I mean, this is just something off the whim here. This is just like you said, Gabe, propaganda. You know,
it's absolutely propaganda from the USDA. Because again, I'm not going to get into it, but the food pyramid is upside down. You don't need 8 servings of grains a day. That's ridiculous. But either way, and like a little bit of meat, like a little bit of protein is that like the second to last top of it. Like, come on, like, it's completely upside down. Like, it's ridiculous. But it's all propaganda. But this is cool Ninja Turtle like history and lore for sure.
Yeah. I would love to have something like this in my collection, man. Any type of the old 40s propaganda, you know, buy bonds and things like that. I mean, those are just parts of history that I really enjoy. So, you know, kudos for whoever bought this, man. This is really interesting find, and you know, especially if you love Ninja Turtles, you know, just to have something like this in your collection.
Hey, this would have got me in 1993. I was 13 years old. I grew up on the Ninja Turtles from like day one. I was a Ninja Turtles fan. This would have got me. Like, I'd have been all into it. And like, they used to do, they even used to do like cartoon stuff of this that had Ninja Turtles and all kinds of other like Saturday morning characters about like anti-drug cartoon stories and stuff like that as well that they used to show in school. This definitely was like geared towards me, you know, and people my age.
I saw Todd in the chat saying 313 is a steal, and I kind of agree, man, because like I said, this is a book I have never seen before. This is pretty interesting. It's the first recorded sale over on Cover Price as well, so that is neat to see. But we got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Food Pyramid Adventures, Mirage, 1993 top sale for a raw VF copy, $313. Marty, for the final shaker tonight, this just might be what we see at the end of the game tonight.
Look at this right here. You know, I'm big fan of Clayton Crane. So nevertheless, it is a Venom cover, but number 10 shaker brings you Venom The End #1. Clayton Crane, 2020 C2E2 Virgin, limited to 600, published by Marvel in 2020. Marvel released several The End books in 2020, foreshadowing the future of heroes like Captain Marvel's, Miles Morales, Doctor Strange, and Captain America. In the past, Marvel has treated this what-if-like issues as miniseries for characters like the Hulk in 2002 and Wolverine in 2004. But this time, they also included anti-heroes like Deadpool and Venom, written by Donny Cates, a few months before Marvel announced Al Ewing would be taking over Venom. Venom The End follows the symbiote as it travels the length of space and time as the last defender of life in the universe. When this issue was solicited to publics in 2019, Clayton Crane and Adam Warren were highlighted as variant cover artists. But this C2E2 exclusive was a pleasant surprise for those who attended one of the last Comic Cons before the COVID-19 pandemic shut down public events for over a year. As such, this limited edition variant has remained a sought-after book, especially for fans of Crane's signature symbiote-esque style. Currently, near-mint copies of the C2E2 variants are commanding $365. That price may solidify with the sale of a 9.8 graded copy for $760 this week. Wow. Big, interesting, man, especially as, right before the pandemic hit, one of the, C2E2 2010, Clayton Crane back, very hot book right here. I definitely see this going for that much, man. This is I enjoy Clayton Crane's work. He does a really good job with the way he dictates the human anatomy, if you will.
Yeah.
So definitely really good book.
Yeah. This book was all the rage during the pandemic, man. I remember seeing so many people going crazy for this book. People were paying up a pretty penny, but here we have an even higher sale, man. Gabe, did you come across this at any point? Did you see this book often in the pandemic like I did?
A little bit. I don't remember like you do, like it being crazy, but I remember just seeing it pop up once or twice. But again, I was not into like the variant community side of things. Like $760 for this is ridiculous to me. It sounds outrageous. More power to you if you love it. But this is the kind of stuff that I was like, no, not interested. Not interested in just a random cover. Clayton Crane does some great stuff. I love when he was doing those covers on that Kill Squad X-Force series. And I love that he does, I like that kind of like rainbow signature thing that he does. That's pretty cool and neat.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, like, this is fun and exciting for people who like it. Not for me.
Yeah, some Crane covers that are great, and you can get for dirt cheap are the Ghost Rider ones, man. If you remember the Ghost Rider run,
that early Daniel Wade Ghost Rider series, that's some
dude.
killer stuff on that motorcycle artwork he was doing.
He did such amazing work there. Obviously, the Punisher getting some love when Crane hopped on.
But he had the War Machine armor.
That and at this point in time, when the pandemic hit, of course, this cover exploded, but there was also that Infinity Gauntlet one. I don't know if you remember that one.
Yeah, that's the one I saw. Like everybody and their grandmother had that cover.
Exactly, man. But guys, Venom the End, #1, Clayton Crane Virgin Variants 2020 C2E2 that was limited to 600 copies by Marvel in 2020 had a top sale for a CGC 9.8 at $760. Now, hang tight, guys. I know most of us ended up in the Ophir Abyss. That's where we all ended up. But
not this guy.
We have a chance. We have a chance to redeem ourselves because
this guy
Gabe's gonna take us through some shakers that are shaking daily on the aftermarket. And this is where I enjoy seeing some sick books that are being sold on the daily. So, Gabe, let's take it away. Let's see what we got shaking this week.
I'm ready when you are. Let's take a look here at the shakers. Again, this is a list that updates every day. So definitely want to go check it out every day just to see some cool stuff that's going on here. There's filters. You can look stuff up if you're interested in things. But I like to just look at what's popping off on here. What's the standard idea here that Cover Price has. And always the top list, the top row is always phenomenal. I love seeing the Tomb of Dracula on here. 15,600 for a 9.8. Man, what
crazy.
Is that crazy. Is that dying? Is that dropping down? Is that going back up? I'm trying to click on it to see. Because that Blade movie's not happening, it feels like. Nova's not happening now and stuff like that. So
don't break hearts tonight. Don't break hearts.
Dude, but nevertheless, this has always been a hot book though, Gabe. It's always been a hot book, whether it was a movie or not. I mean, but the popularity of the movies definitely have definitely brought it up in word of mouth. And wow, 48,000.
Yeah, look at what it was.
Holy cow, man!
Years ago, dude. That's a brand new nice car. $48,000.
Jesus, man.
Man.
Dr. Chris would have said like that's a very expensive Kia.
That's like 3. Man,
I could pay some bills off of that bad boy, man.
for
Bills,
sure.
They're
debt.
selling it now.
Dude, you could probably get a half decent assassin for that kind of money.
It's
Like,
literally.
What's up, buddy?
That's wicked, man. 48,000, and now it's what in a 9.8? Like
15,
oh
15,
my
6.
god.
Yeah,
Oh my god, what a drop, man.
what a
Yeah.
drop. Ghost Rider showing up on here. Just take a look at that bad boy. I love this Ghost Rider book.
Yeah.
And again, everybody in the chat, when you're checking this out, if you see something you want us to click on and take a little bit more
absolutely.
digging into, let us know in the chat. We want to get you guys involved and see what you want to see.
Yeah.
So it's not just say, oh, Gabe wants to look at Ghost Rider, or whatever. Let's take a look. A 9.0 for this.
690.
690 is a 5.
Okay.
Yeah, it was showing a 9.0.
I thought 9.0 was 690. I was like, excuse me. Whoa.
Yeah, 360. I remember when this happened. This
Wow.
was like, about a year or so ago.
This is a year. Yeah, absolutely. CGC 9.8. Jesus, wow.
$360,000.
Crazy,
That's a
man.
house.
That's a house.
That's a
yeah.
house. Yeah.
Dear Lord.
Wow.
A nice house, actually.
Yeah. That's a decent house. You're set for life at that point. That's crazy. But that's
awesome, man.
what's the 9.8
Amazing.
going for now? 9.8. That was the last sell of a 9.8. It's that all black cover. Like, yeah, good luck getting a 9.8 with that all black cover.
I wonder how many 9.8s even exist, dude.
Who knows? But I love when they were doing this in the 70s with that kind of like that border book or that kind of border panel.
Yeah.
And you see that with Power Man. You see that a lot with like 70s books.
That's wicked, man. I'm actually gonna check the census while you're scrolling through because
Go for it.
I'm just curious, man. What
I think I have like a 5. I have like a 5 or a 5.5 of that book. Fingers crossed Ghost Rider comes out because I would love to flip that. I doubt I'll get a house out of it, but a little bit.
Maybe.
Yeah, like I was saying, at the 70s book right here. Look at this Avengers 100. You got that cool, panel
Right.
look and stuff. That's cool.
wicked.
Iron Man number 15. Yep. Remember having
Iron
that
Fist,
one, man.
Marvel Premiere 15.
I'm sorry, yeah, Iron Fist, yeah. I remember having that, man.
Just take a look at that.
Uh,
Because this is another one that's kind of like faded from glory.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
First appearance, $60, 9.8 sold in when?
It doesn't have like
February
the highest sell on here, but interesting.
Dude, this is exactly what I'm talking about, man. This is no one's watching this right now,
12,000.
So
12,000 for a 9.8. Again,
Wow,
another
this-
like all black cover 70s panel border book for 12,000. That's that's a nice used car, but still that's cool.
Used
Look
car
at
is
fair
fair.
value $3,000 for a 9.8. Last sale 3,000. Is this the graded side or slab?
yeah, slap
Man, look at that.
Wicked.
$3,800 for a 9.8 for this bad boy now. Wow. Interesting. How cool.
Yeah. I
Hey,
feel
things are back to normal. This is that's normal pricing, I think, for something like this.
Yeah.
It's not the crazy, ridiculous, out of control, people losing their minds of like 2021.
I want to see Iron Fist so bad in the MCU, but man, I always worry, especially after how we got him within the Defenders and stuff, right? So on the Netflix side, it was kind of like, ugh.
Yeah, they didn't treat him very well. They
Yeah.
didn't treat it very well at all. I love this Brave and the Bold 55.
Dude.
First Avengers, or excuse me, first Justice League, and first Starro.
Okay, call me crazy. I still think this is undervalued.
What's it at? Let's see. 2,600 for a 4. That's decent, especially for something that's significant and like important as the Justice League of America, right? You know? I think this is like one of the first early Aquaman cover appearances too.
Yeah, I'm telling you, and this is where where you look at, okay, people aren't going for this right now. This is the time to pick these things up.
$810,000 for a 9.6 last year.
Wow.
Actually, just a couple months ago.
Wicked.
That is crazy town.
It's crazy.
But then like you get a 9 and it's like 49,000. That's still a lot, but still like scroll down here a little bit. Because this is the kind of book I'm looking at the graded because this is the kind of book I would not want to buy raw just because I don't know if it's hard to tell if something's restored or something like that, you know, just if you're buying it online. But here, look, I mean, yeah, like a 4.0 and below is fairly, you know, doable.
Yeah, very.
Especially for something like this. Like even you get like a 2 or 2.5, as long as it has like decent cover appeal, then you're raking it in, man. It's good.
Dude, a book like this, Avengers 1, I'm okay with even a 1.0 if it presents well. Like I don't care as long as I have it.
Yeah, it's legitimately history. Like this Brave and Bold 28. I don't know why I said 55. But this is, you know, this is what started the superheroes back again.
Yeah.
You know, before this, it was superheroes were done with during the whole, you know, comic book crisis of the 50s and the rhythm stuff and Comics Code. They kind of strayed away from superheroes. This is kind of what brought it back. And then, of course, you know, the story of Fantastic Four, and it all kind of sprang out of the idea that DC was doing superhero teams again. So it's a linchpin, important piece of comic book history for sure. We got Silver Surfer on here. We got Galactus on here, of course, with that trailer dropping.
Yes, sir.
I'm hoping that if we do get the real Silver Surfer, this starts to blow up and this starts to blow up. But Galactus looked cool in that movie already.
Yep. It looks amazing. Oh, love me that Batman cover.
Yeah, look at that Batman 10 right? Standing there
I love
that comic book art.
Oh.
It's so good, man.
Yeah.
I love it just meta like that. Like, hey, we're comic books, and now we're on a comic book inking the page. Like that's
I love it.
Love that. 10 cents, man.
Yeah.
And
history right there.
Batman was just, you know, goofy smiles on the cover, you know?
It's a whole different Batman now, dude. You know, compared to a Neil Adams version of super, you know, of Batman and stuff. So yeah, dude.
That big change from, you know, like you said, Neil Adams, Denny O'Neil, or even like the I forgot the name of it, but yeah, there's other stuff with that too. But that's great stuff. Cool.
Yep. Love it, man. Some great books this week on the Shakers. This is just the first page. We've barely even made it through.
Yeah.
Here's that Batman Hush RRP. This is one of my grails.
Yes.
We're getting close, Gabe.
Oh, Hush 2?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, dude. I basically pull this down to almost nothing, but I made sure to leave Hush 2 on there because it's the return of Jim Lee and Jeff Loeb to Batman. So absolutely.
Well, you could be honest, Gabe. You've cut your list simply because you want to save enough money for the amount of variants coming out for this book.
Oh my God, man. I can't imagine, but
yeah,
good for them though, you know?
Yeah, dude. I'm excited, man. Having Hush come back. This is going to be fun, man. Great times for Batman.
Yeah. I loved Hush, man. It was a very good read. And they actually did that in animation too.
Yep.
I have a poster of this image, but it's 2 posters, like it's split in the middle, so it's 2 posters in one kind of thing. Yeah, I love this image so much.
That's
you can't really see it here because it's covered up by the Batman logo, but Superman's face here, and Joker's face. Joker's eye has like a smiley face drawn into it, and Superman's eye has a Superman shield drawn into it.
That's wicked.
So, cool stuff. Man.
Yep, lots of cool things, man. This week, I'm loving this.
Yeah. Fun stuff.
One last thing, Gabe. One last thing. I just want to see if you could scroll after to the top. I want to just do one thing, all the way to the top.
All right.
Hit the filter section right there and just put only show all-time highs. I just love seeing the books that are hitting record sales. Let's just look at the first row. Look at that. It's just randomness. You were just looking at that Starling Comics.
Yeah.
The Starling.
That Avengers 100 is on here too. That's cool.
I see a Nightwing as you scroll down, dude. Darklaw? Really? Darklaw?
It's a variant. It's a newsstand. People are going out of control with 9.8 newsstands. Like $275 for that. More power to you, but that's a lot for $275 for
my
a
God,
newsstand.
Darklaw.
This isn't even like
this is all-time high too, right?
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
it's only the highest sales, and I love seeing these because you see the most random books pop up here.
Oh my God, so much, man. Go back to that list again, Gabe.
Yeah.
I
Look at
mean,
I don't know if up is Nightwing. That must be a goof or something. I don't know. $274 for a Nightwing 4.
It's interesting.
scroll down.
Yeah, Scotty Young American Gods is a cool cover. Look at that.
Wow,
Random stuff that I've never seen before.
very
Obviously,
random.
I love
Airfighter
it.
we spoke about.
I'm loving this painted trash cover. This is cool.
Which one? Oh yeah, that is cool. How much?
Let me see.
Scroll.
$159 for a 9.8.
Damn.
Dude, I would definitely pay.
One
This
fifty
is
nine.
like a Mad Magazine kind of thing. This is awesome.
Yeah. This
All
is
the
neat.
junk unfit to print.
Wicked.
This is cool stuff.
Yeah.
$159 for a 9.8, so you can get a nice copy of this for like nothing.
Yeah, they're cheap. I'm sure you hit a 9.0 for like $60.
Or just raw. You probably get it for like something like that. Exactly.
Yep. Oh, what?
Bob Hope.
Bob Hope.
I love it.
Look at them fishing out here, man.
Yep. That's hilarious.
$137 for a raw. This is
Crazy.
Bob Hope number 3.
Hey, man, there's some Bob Hope fans out there, dude.
I was wondering, I was like, who's
Apparently.
who? I want to know who the collector is buying this Bob Hope books.
Yeah. And it's a top sale, man. That's what's really cool. I love hitting this filter because you end up seeing some random things that you never knew existed, or you get to like go down a rabbit hole, literally, as you scroll through these pages.
Pretty much, man.
Yeah, look at that. Atlantis, dude. The Disney movie having a top sale. That's insane.
Is that is a
crazy.
Disney movie.
Yeah,
Lost
that's-
Empire. Yeah. Okay.
How much? CGC 98, like a couple $100, right?
Ralph.
$105 for a
comic.
newsstand.
$105 top sale. Hey, So
Look at
it's
this.
a-
Look at this weird. This is awesome.
that's a wicked cover.
Yeah, I'm trying to bring it up.
There you go. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
Lee,
great.
That's
nice, man. It just it flipped his head open, took his brain out, man.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's on like a hinge. That's awesome. That's cool stuff. And you got the Bride of Frankenstein back there too.
Yeah.
Love this.
That's cool stuff. Ralph Wiggum.
Ralph, yeah, I saw that one.
That's great.
Yeah. Ralph.
I feel like as you scroll, you like discover a whole new thing, right? Like there's a whole row of just awesomeness.
Look at that. I love Ivan Tal's work, man. I really do. He does a lot of stuff on Xenoscope too.
Yeah.
And he does some amazing stuff.
Do you collect some of the Zenoscope books?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. There's some good ones. Like
Yeah, there's
of
some
those
really
covers are
great
just-
covers on him. Yeah.
Dude, Ivan Tao was like not only like the art is obviously fantastic, but I feel like every cover he never disappoints, especially when it comes to colors. Right?
Mhm.
The way
Yeah.
the covers pop on the colors, man, for Ivan Tao covers are just insane.
Yeah,
I was trying to figure out what book this was. It's Road Tree. I was like, what book is this? Like, there's no like, there was
Yeah.
no like logo or anything on it.
Yeah, so much cool stuff. But there you have it, man.
That's awesome.
Good stuff,
Cool
brother.
stuff. Yeah.
All right.
Good stuff coming up on the Shakers list, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, some awesome stuff. It was an awesome list this week, and I got to hang out with some of the most awesome people, especially the chat. But guys, before we say goodbye, let's go around the horn. We'll kick it off with Gabe.
Everybody, thanks again for showing up. What a great time, Lando. Thanks for hosting and everybody having me on. Marty, always good to see you. Good to see everybody in the chat. Fun stuff. I was glad to be on the list of that Gargoyles book, and I love doing the What's Shaking every week too. So
Yeah, man.
thanks for showing up, everybody. Have a good day.
Thank you.
USA, let's go.
It's 2
Canada
and
down.
2. It's going into the third period. I'm pumped to watch this game. But Marty, send us home, baby.
Yeah. I mean, thank you to the chat for hanging out with us and stuff. Nice seeing everybody out there. Everybody out there, we really appreciate y'all's input and just joining us. Where you could be out there watching USA beat Canada tonight, but hey, you're joining us nevertheless. What a great time! I really enjoy being here with you guys talking comic books as always. Gabe, great to see you, brother. Lando, great hosting this. A great job tonight. And I'll see you guys next week, Tuesday, right? Lando,
Yes,
you're going to
sir.
be there.
Yes, sir.
Laura's going to be there as well. You guys out there, be safe. May the comic gods continue to bless your long boxes, and our friends, spirit of our friend TiVo, continue to bless you and can fill you with love of comics, of silver, golden age, bronze ages, and whatever excels here.
There you go. Have a great weekend, guys. Peace.
Take care, guys.
For the entire crew, this is Tebow saying keep digging in them long boxes. Peace out.